Hello everyone, my name is Braden Chase and welcome here to Easy Funnel System. I wanted to share with you guys a lesson today that actually happened today. So I'm working on a new project, a new course that I want to launch, and I'm going through, there's a lot of different pieces, right, to launch a course, and all the lessons and the curriculum development and the project development and the organization and the delivery and all of these different tools and pieces that are going together. And I mean, there's just a lot to think about with all those different pieces. And I was writing up a page where on my website where I'm trying to explain to my students why and who should purchase this course, right? I don't, who am I trying to sell to? Who am I trying to give this to, right? And I'm writing, like, you know, my headline, I'm starting to write a little bit of a video script. Okay, this is my story, this is who I am. This is why I do these things. I'm explaining myself, right, in the course and the pieces and the parts that are in there. I get all the way through this page and it's kind of long. I get to the end and I go, okay. And like a good teacher, right, English teacher, I go back up to the top and I do my revisions, right? This is my first draft, go back through and fix it. So I go to the beginning and I go working through it again. And I'm getting like almost every other word I'm stopping, like, oh, I got to change that. Oh, I got to change that. And I stopped myself because I've done this before. And I had to remind myself again that, especially since I have so much training in teaching, I default into teaching mode all the time. I'm first and foremost a teacher. That's what I do. And when a few years ago, when I started moving into this online marketing thing and online teaching, that's all I did. I just moved my teaching from the classroom onto the online stuff. And I wasn't very successful. I had a lot of problems because I didn't know what marketing was. And when I first started learning, I'm like, okay, so I can teach these things and I can market to them and it'll be great. And the problem that I ran into, and that I've seen a lot of online course creators do, is try and mix their online their course creation, they mix their teaching with their marketing, with their sales. So they're trying to teach somebody and sell them at the same time. Like, hey, this is what you need to know. Oh yeah, buy it please because it's awesome. Oh yeah, and you need to know this. And the end result basically is that you have lessons that sound like sales messages, and then you have sales messages that sound like lessons. And as you might imagine, neither one of those are very effective at doing really anything. And this was a very important lesson that I learned years ago, and I was kind of reminded of it just today, of just separating those things. As a teacher, if you're worth your salt, as a teacher, you know what your students need to learn. And you know that there are some things in that curriculum that they probably don't want to learn, that they need to learn. You need to give it to them, okay? But in your sales and in your marketing, what you need to do is identify and attract the people who need your course, right? You don't want to try and get everybody. That's bad marketing. We're not trying to sell to any possible person who walks through the door, who clicks on your link. We only want the people, the students who can actually benefit from it, right? So if I'm a course creator and I'm teaching a course on, I don't know, web development, I don't want to track down the people who are fascinated with dogs, right? And who have no interest in, you know, web development. I don't want to try and convince those people and fight with them and try and make them say, come buy my web course, when really all you want to do is how to give a dog wash or something like that. It doesn't match. We're not trying to just sell anybody who shows up, right? That's what the sleazy car salesman does, right? We don't want to be that person. But we do want to be the kind of person, the kind of teacher who, with energy and excitement, will go out and find your students, find those people. And the only way you can do that is if you separate your course development and your lessons here and your sales, your marketing over here. So when you're a salesman of your course, make sure that sales letter, that sales piece, that your website that attracts your clients or your students or your customers or whatever it is that you're doing is wrapped around helping them understand the value of your course. You're not teaching at that point. Because if you try and teach them as soon as they show up, they're going to walk away, right? You need to help them understand the value of the course. Because if they can understand that, then they're like, oh, well, duh, of course I want this. Let's go buy it. And it makes sense. And then they get into your course and they look, hey, look, this is exactly what I bought. Perfect. Bam. And they're happy and they've learned and you have money and they've benefited and they've grown. And like everybody's happy in this thing. They go out and they get a better job because you taught them cool stuff. Everything works out when you separate these things. But if you try and connect them, okay, I am a marketing, salesman, teacher, professor thingy, right? And everything just mixes together and it goes terrible. It's like pudding on potatoes and butter and juice and I don't know, what's something nasty that would go on that? Spaghetti. Like you don't mix these things. Some things can go together and other things just don't, right? And these are two things that don't go together. Keep your marketing and your sales separate, okay? And clean and ethical. And keep your teaching separate as well, right? So that's kind of the big lesson there for those different things. Something that I know it, but I still have to remind myself, and I thought, you guys probably need to be reminded of that as well. If you've heard of that, good, there you go, there's your reminder. If you haven't, start practicing that. Keep those two things separate, and it will help you stay sane, and it will help your students understand clearly what you are teaching, what the value is to them, and it will help your course creation be more directed, more focused, higher quality, be awesome for everybody, okay? Anyway, that's my lesson for you guys today. I hope that was helpful for you, and I will talk to you another day. Bye.